folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Keystone Montana 3561RL. This is an awesome couples model floor plan. They've done some great upgrades in here, and one of my favorite things is the beam that they have right here. They had this last year as well, but it's a super cool decorative beam. It just helps give it that, again, that pop, that appeal. It's something different, something you don't see in other RVs. Now, because this is here, you have 4 slides back here instead of essentially 2 super slides, but it still opens up this space wonderfully, allowing for this center island and giving you this huge living room space back here. Something else, though, that is very unique and something they brought to the market this year is the executive desk. Folks, Montana used to have desks. They kind of shied away from it. With this floor plan, they brought it back in full force. And with a lot of people that are starting to be able to work remotely or work on the road, I think this is a fantastic option. You get the big, beautiful desk space here. You have a couple outlets there for anything you need to plug in, your laptops, tablets, everything else. You have drawer space right here. Also, you have this huge filing cabinet right there. That's a big drawer. Over to the other side, I'll open this up for you. You'll see it now. You have your controls right here, but personally, folks, I'd probably put like a scanner and a printer right there if you have a small one, because you have access to electrical outlet right there, and then it's tucked away, which is pretty cool. You'll also see this white switch, and that's because you have a televator built in. Take a look at this. So if you want TV, just like that, you touch a button, TV comes up for you. If you don't want it, you drop it down. You have all the windows right there so you can see outside and enjoy that view. Right in between here is the multimedia center that is hooked up to the TV. It's a DVD player, so if you want to watch a movie, you're good to go. You have speakers built into the desk here as well. So again, this is something that really kind of defines the floor plan. I think it is fantastic. For 2019, Montana also has changed their furniture. You'll see it has a kind of nice aesthetic to it. It kind of has like this little side cushion built in here. But I like the overall look of it, and it is quite comfortable. Now, in the back of the 3561, you have the full-size sofa rather than the love seat, so you get the 3 cushions instead of 2. And this does fold out into a bed. It is a tri-fold. I'll show you real quick here. All you have to do is take these 3 cushions off. We'll just kind of toss those over here a second. Lift it up just like so, and then this will pull out. You'll see you have the legs right here on the bottom. Extend both of those out, drop it down, and then drop this down, and you will see you easily have a bed that can sleep 2 adults, no problem whatsoever. On both sides, you'll also notice you have end tables there with electrical outlets, so if you need to plug anything in, you can do that too. Windows all the way around back here, roller shades in here as well. Folks, because this is in Montana, every window in here does open. So if you see one and you're thinking about cross ventilation, yes, it does open. Before we hit this slide, I want to talk about some things on the ceiling real quick. You'll notice that you have your ceiling fan right here, as well as the AC unit. This one does have a quiet, cool AC both in the back as well as up front. That comes standard. So that way, if you are watching TV or you're trying to think, you're working back here, you don't have to worry about that AC blasting. It's about 30 to 35% quieter than your standard AC, which is pretty great. Back over to the slide out here. So this one has your dual feeder seating. Again, it's upgraded this year. Folks, you want to talk about ultimate in comfort and relaxation, this is it. You have cup holders in the center. You have this big center console for remotes or whatever else you want to stash in there. You'll also see this. This guy pops up. This is pretty cool. You have plug-ins right there as well as dual USB ports. So, again, if you want to sit here and do work, plug in your tablet, you can do that. On both sides, you have a light control. You'll have to forgive me, I don't have shore power currently, but if you turn the lights on, there are lights underneath the sofas that light up, just like a white light. It's a good, nice accent light there. It also is powered recliner, so lift and lower the footrest, which is fantastic, especially if you have bad knees. It also has vibration and heat, so it's massage, it's heater. Folks, these chairs are fantastic. And then you have a USB port there too, so you have a couple different places in which you can plug things in. Taking a look a little bit further up, you move into the kitchen. Solid surface countertops throughout in here. It kind of has a modern cut to it. I personally like it. Thick countertops here. Again, just a modern lines all the way around. The sink itself, you have a big sink here. Double bowl sink. This is the same one that they had last year. They actually went back to it last year because they switched out for a little bit. But I personally love this sink. You have the huge bowl here on the left. smaller one there on your right with the high-rise pull-out faucet. Really makes doing anything here in the kitchen a breeze, and you have sink top covers for both sides. Right down below, you have a couple of drawers. You know, you have plenty of drawers throughout the kitchen here. You have one here, some others behind me I'll show you. Your pull-out trash can, you have to love that. You have storage underneath here, including over to the side. You have this little half wall there, so you have a storage spot for your sink top covers, and then some additional storage right over there. Right behind me, as I mentioned, you have the 4 large pull-out drawers here, so plenty of space for basically everything you need in your kitchen, which is great. Still solid surface countertops. Tucked away in this corner, you have a pop-up power tower. So if you need power in the kitchen, you have access to that. You have the Furion cooktop. I really like this cooktop. It's recessed into, or not recessed, but actually built into the countertop itself, which is awesome. The center one there is high output, and you have this wonderful large oven too. You can take a look at that. That is bigger than most RV ovens. So if you are one that really appreciates to bake in your RV, you can appreciate that as well. You'll see you have lighting underneath the countertops. That's something new for 2019. They did that. Instead of having the light up in the crown molding, they instead put it in the kitchen, help brighten up your kitchen space. A little bit of storage over here to the side for all of your spices, everything else. Wine rack right here up top, and then the convection microwave oven right there as well. So if you want to cook things in an oven, but you don't have propane, whatever it may be, or you just like a convection oven, you can use that too. Plus, obviously, it is a microwave. Large 18 cubic foot Samsung residential refrigerator and freezer. It is the same one they used last year. It is a wonderful freezer, works very well. It has the ice maker built in there, so that way you don't have to go and buy a bunch of bags of ice, but plenty of cold storage here. True stainless steel front. Again, folks, this does only run off electric. It does have the inverter underneath, so when you're going down the road, everything in there will stay cool. Pantry right over here, cool glass door on there. It's frosted. There is a motion censored light, so that way, it's not constantly running. But as soon as you open it up, you need to get in there. You have the light, and obviously you have plenty of storage in there as well. Your control panel's tucked away right over here. This has, again, everything you would expect. Your tank monitoring panel, your ceiling fan, all of your lights. You do have 12-volt tank heaters on all the tanks. Yes, you have forced air down there. So if you're stationary, as long as your furnace is running, it does keep things heated. But if you're traveling through colder climates, you can flip on those 12-volt heated tank pads to make sure the tanks don't freeze up during travel. Right here, you kind of have this cool bar. You'll see you have your AC control right here, your max air fan. You have one of those right up above me, your electrical outlet. Folks, this is an actual tile backsplash. I forgot to mention it over by the cooktop where, you actually need a backsplash. Obviously, this one's more decorative. But that is a true tile. It's not a sticker. It's not wallboard. Actual tile on there. A couple of drawers here as well as storage underneath. And if you look over in the step, right over here you have your central vac system with your kick plates. That way you can just sweep everything up, kick it open with your foot, sweep it right in there. You also have a courtesy light. This is great too. So that way if you go somewhere for the night, when you come back, you can have just the courtesy light on so you can see the steps. It's enough light, you can move around in here, but you don't have all the lights on the RV on. The bathroom in here has a pivot door. This is cool because that way it doesn't matter which way you're entering, whether it's from the bedroom or from the main living area. You can easily pass both ways so you don't have to do the dance when coming into the bathroom. If you've had a fifth wheel before, you know what I mean. You open up a door and you have to be on one side or the other to be able to get in. It's kind of annoying, simple fix. Right over down here in the corner is your foot flush lever toilet. That is a porcelain bowl. So that way it's easy to clean. It'll stay looking nicer for longer. And up above that, you have a large linen closet. So that way if you need a place to put your towels, which you do, this is the place you'll do it. Right over to this side is the large residential one-piece shower. I like having one piece, less chance for any kind of leaks, plus it looks a lot nicer. You have plenty of shelves in there. You see the hand wand there as well as your shower bar. It also has a seat right down there. If you need to sit down and shower, you can do that. It also, you'll see like a little ledge right over here, so if you need to put your legs up on either side to shave your legs, you're able to do that pretty easily as well. You'll also see you have your sink right down here, big countertop. Folks, this is solid surface. They didn't cheap out in here. Molded in bowl. Again, less chance for any leaks. A little bit of storage there underneath. Your toilet paper holder is mounted right there on the door, so it's tucked away. Drawers all the way down. And then you have your little medicine cabinet right over here to the side. You'll also see your electrical outlet is here, as well as your max air fan. You have a big power fan in here with a rain sensor, which is pretty cool. And then you have your towel ring there to dry your hands off. The master bedroom features a king-size bed there in the slide out, so you have plenty of room in bed, as well as good space right here around the foot of the bed. When we lift this up, you will see the big storage underneath. It is strut supported, so it's easy to lift up as well as drop down. And obviously that gives you a big storage area for some of your larger items. On both sides, you have a shelf there, so if you need to have a bottle of water by your bed or, put your cell phone there to charge it, you can do that. Electrical outlets are built into the slide, so they're close there too. You'll also have windows on both sides. Again, both of those do open for cross ventilation. And then the leather headboard right along the back. If we take a look over here, you'll see the wardrobe. Both doors on here have mirrors. If you take a look inside, you will see the big shoe storage, which is fantastic if you like to bring a lot of shoes with you, or you can put folded clothes there as well. Big shelf up top, electrical outlet in there, of course the hanging rod, and right over here to the side is a dirty clothes hamper, so you have a place in which you can put all those. They're not just sitting out in a basket. And then right over here is your washer dryer prep. So if you want washer dryer, this is where it will go. Otherwise, you just have this huge storage space. This bag right here is your central vac. That is one of two chairs, the foldable chairs for the dinette. I showed you how that pulls out and how the chair's set up. You also see that you have washer dryer prep, as I mentioned, right in there, kind of behind that chair. And then over here at the foot of the bed, this is your dresser. You see plenty of drawers here for your socks, underwear, everything else you need to put in there. Window at the base of the bed. It is an emergency exit. I don't know that I could fit out of there, but it is an emergency exit in case you need one. And then right up top here is your TV. The thing I do like about the Montana is you'll notice how it's actually angled down. So that way as you're laying in bed, you have a good view to it. It's not like half the screen is black, which you have it in a lot of older RVs. Lastly, folks, if you take a look right over here at the door, you will see the really cool door. It's a kind of a farm-style door. That's something that's happening, more in a residential trend, and they kind of brought it into the RV world right here. I think that's pretty cool. And as I mentioned previously, this one also has the quiet, cool AC here in the bedroom. So that way, as you're sleeping at night, you don't have to hear that blaring in your ear. Last thing I want to hit on in the kitchen/living area is the buffet-style table. This is something Montana went to about a year ago, and I think it really is a good system, a good setup. You have your two standard chairs here. You also have two foldable chairs. One was back at the desk that we saw. The other one is stored away up in the bedroom. But if it's just the two of you, it's a perfect size table. You also have the little, like I say, buffet area. The pop-up power tower right here if you need the electrical outlet. If you have additional guests, this does pull out. There's a handle right over here, which allows you to pull the table out just like so. And then there's also a leaf built in. So you can actually pull this out, kind of drop it down just like so. Sorry, it's a little loud because of the china there. But drop that down, you can see how big the table is. So that way, if you have the two chairs here, you have plenty of table space for all four people. And as previously mentioned, you have windows all the way in here. All those do open with this cool LED light fixture up top. There is some accent lights. I currently don't have them on, but there is accent lights up top that, again, just help that fixture pop. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 3561 RL. Starting off right up front, I know you can't really have a good view here, but this is the painted front cap. They did a good job. It's very streamlined. You do have some LED lights that are inlaid in here as well. Then you also have the hitch vision. You have the mirror right there, so that way as you're backing up, it'll help you align your hitch with the Kingpin. The Kingpin itself also has the road armor system on there, which is essentially a torsion head. Helps take out some of the bucking and chucking when you're starting and stopping your tow vehicle. If we take a look underneath here, you'll see that the main compartment right up front is nice and open. Not only that, but it has good cable management. It's something I really appreciate. All the cables are kind of tucked over to one side. You will see a battery disconnect right back there, folks. That is actually just for the inverter. You have a different battery disconnect for the coach itself over in the convenience center. You'll see you have a door just for the battery there, as well as a little light too. Right over here to the side is one of your two 30-pound propane tanks. So you have one 30-pounder on this side, another one on the other side. And then you have the big pass-through. Now this one does have the magnets here. You don't have a slide, so it folds all the way up, so you're not going to hit your head on it. If you take a look inside there, you can see how large it is. That's because Montana utilizes a drop frame construction. They take a main I-beam, they actually have a smaller one that runs underneath, welded together, and it gives you this huge storage down here without sacrificing any structural integrity. You'll also notice that you have your central vac system dump out in there, and then you have your TV hookups if you want TV. Then you have a little light in there too, but a huge pass-through lets you bring a lot of stuff with you. Electrical outlet right outside here too, in case you want to plug anything in outside. And if you take a look up, you'll see that this is the 20th anniversary edition. You have a couple outside speakers there. Those are controlled by that multimedia center inside. Right over here is your power awning. Touch a button to roll it out. Same thing to have it come right back in. You will see this year they have the Dometic power channels on there. So through Dometic, there's a bunch of accessories you can clip in there. You have lights and a couple other things. It's just kind of a neat extra little feature. Right over here is your entrance. They do have the More Ride steps. Montana was one of the first manufacturers I know of to adopt the More Ride steps, and they are wonderful. I'm over 200 pounds. You can see here, there's almost zero flex in here. So when you're entering or exiting, you feel secure. You also have this extra large grab handle. Montana actually uses a grab handle that's a little bit longer than most to help accommodate the steps. So from the first step all the way in, you have that good control. You also have the aluminum treads on there with the extra grippy, so even if it's wet and raining, kind of like it is today, you're not going to slip and fall. Right here, if you take a look at the wheels, you'll see that it does have aluminum alloy, which not only look great now, but will continue to do so because aluminum doesn't rust. And right in between is the Road Armor suspension system. It's a great system. It helps stop the shock and vibration from going from the road into the chassis. So by reducing that, it's less chance for everything to move around on you inside, as well as less chance to have broken dishes, things like that. Right behind the rear axle here, you will see one of your auto level struts there. So you have those all around. So that way you just touch a button, the coach levels itself out. I'll show you the actual control panel a little bit later. And then tucked a little ways behind that is the spare tire. Hopefully you never have to use that, but in the event that you do, when the slide is closed, obviously, because chances are if you blow a tire, you'll be traveling, you can just put a little tool right there and drop the tire down. On the back of the Montana here, you'll notice a couple things. You have your 50 amp detachable power cord that plugs in right there. You also have a hitch right down below, 200-pound weight capacity on there. Rear mounted ladder, so you can quickly and easily climb up on the fully walkable roof. And if you notice up there, you also have backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera on here, having the prep makes it easier to install, meaning it'll save you money on labor. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2019 Keystone Montana 3561RL. If you're interested in this fifth wheel and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.